Michael Malone said that Wednesday's performance, it was the best game that you and Nikola Jokic have had in 7+ years together. Do you agree with that?
I'm sure we can pull up a game or two that we did pretty well together. I think on the biggest stage, yeah, I think that's when it mattered most. I think that's the best game we've had so far, yeah.
Two pairs of teammates, or a pair of teammates rather. A pair of teammates has a 30-point triple-double for the first time in NBA history. In the regular season, in the postseason, in the finals. When did it sink in for you that you were in the midst of making history?
I didn't know. Somebody just told me to grab a rebound with like less than a minute left, and I was like, all right. I had one hand at the time. I was, let me just try to grab it. I didn't even know I had 10 assists. So, like I said, it's a cool stat. You don't want to look too much into it, but it was cool to be the first time for anything.
I was with you your rookie year, and you and Nikola Jokic were coming off of the bench. Just to put into perspective, I know now it's easy to look around and be like, oh, it's just a number, but what was a good game for you back then?
Coming off the bench, I was backing up Gary Harris, Moutier, Jameer Nelson. I'd say like 15 points in my 15 minutes was probably decent.
But is that kind of wild to think about? That at one point, 15 points, 15 minutes, that's what you were looking to achieve, and now it's all of this?
Yeah, it's always finding motivation, you know, like when you're, when you're in high school, you're looking to try to get to a good college. When you're in college, you want to get to the league. When you're in the league, you want to become a starter. When you're a starter, you want to become a star, playoffs, championships. So it's just building your block and having something to strive for, I guess.
Did you and Nikola always get along?
Yeah. Just a feel thing, like I say, it's a trust thing, and we have great chemistry. Always trying to make the right reads on the court.
I asked because I think of someone like Chris Middleton and Giannis. They were coming off the bench. They didn't always get along, and it wasn't because they didn't like each other. It's because they were competing. It's because they were going at each other in practice and then yielding all of this. Did you ever have those moments with him?
Not really. It's more of a teamwork thing. If we didn't play well, we knew how to own up to each other. We knew what we needed to do different, and sometimes I make a mistake and go right to him and be like, my bad, same thing on his end. So I just think it's just acknowledgement of what we're both capable of, and trying to win a basketball game.
You said that you only had one hand to go up for that rebound. What's going on with your hand now?
It was just a rug burn, but the skin came off quite a bit. Quite a bit. So it was stinging, it was hot during the game, and just very uncomfortable.
When you were younger, though, you used to do pain tolerance exercises and drills, didn't you? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I did squatting with, like you said, T on my quads. Had to squat there for a while. A lot of time without a clock, so you didn't know how much time was left, which is a little bit different mentally. And then we had this big maple tree in the front yard, and so during the fall, like the leaves would fall off, and it would be cold, and so I would learn like picking up the leaves with my bare hands, like it would strengthen my hands. So when we get in cold gyms, it's like nothing. Like it doesn't even matter how cold the gym is, how hot the gym is.
Aaron Gordon, when we sat down the other day, I asked him to rank where you and Nikola Jokic are as a duo, and he said top 3, and not 1 and not 2. Do you agree with that assessment?
You mean not 3, not 2?
Not 3 and not 2.
Yeah, I seen that. I don't know. I that's when we're playing, we're in that mode. Yeah, I feel like there's nobody better than us. I think it's hard to find a game where we both played really well and lost. And so there's a certain level of comfortability that we play with night in, night out. When the goings get tough, we know how to settle down and get what we want, get what we're looking for, get a good shot. I think a lot of teams don't have that, even if they have two guys. It's a tougher shot, or not everybody else is involved, so I think we just complement each other and give each other space to work and know that we have counters behind it, and we're both good enough to not only create for ourselves, but create for others.
Your joy for the game is so clear, it's so apparent, particularly after everything you went through working back from your ACL injury. Was there a mantra in the spirit of the kung fu, of the mindfulness that you were talking about earlier, that you would tell yourself when you were at your lowest moments in those times?
Yeah, it's tough to project or see those moments happen in your head when you can't really go up and down the stairs. But when you're working towards a goal, you can kind of picture or envision yourself. Like I wanted to come back and jump higher. That was one of the things I wanted to be a little bit more athletic or vertical with my legs. So I knew I had to put a lot of quad work and a lot of weightlifting. And when I did that and I saw the improvement and I saw, okay, now I can do both feet. I can go left, right, right, left. I saw month by month, I saw it start to grow, and the numbers on the isokinetic machine go up. That's when I was like, okay, if I keep this up, I got 14 months left. I'm already, you know what I'm saying? So it was just seeing the progress and seeing that I could actually accomplish my goals in terms of what I wanted to accomplish. It just took off from there, and I could start to envision it. Then when I got back on the court, it was like, okay, this is how I want to move. This is how I envision myself, and it was just tuning up, fine tuning from there, you know, and just getting back to me.
How loud did the voice get of maybe you won't be able to get back to where you are right now?
It wasn't really getting back to where I was. I'm always gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna figure it out. It was just being a step slower. That's what was like really bothered me. Being a step slower, not jumping as high, feeling pain when I jump, because I was feeling pain all the time. So painful jumps bothered me in a sense, or mentally. And so I was worried I was gonna have that for a very long time, and that would affect me during the game. That would be the reason why I wouldn't be playing up to par. I wasn't really making shots or doing a little spin move or making the right pass, making the right reads. It was everything else. So I've always had the confidence. I just need a little boost at the beginning, seeing the progress and knowing that it'll come.
Last question for you, Jamal. How did all of that put this, your first NBA Finals appearance, into perspective?
Yeah, I mean, if you stick with it, if you believe in it, put the work in, blood, sweat, and tears, you'll get the result. And I think I've definitely done that. From a young kid coming up, just to see it full circle now, almost full circle now, is really a blessing. And knowing that not only I can do it, but we can do it. And I'm also inspiring people that have gotten hurt to be able to come back and have that kind of confidence. I think that's really cool.
2 more.
I get 2 more.
Thank you.